Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 219. Had to check. It's been a while. Welcome to episode 219 of the Karen Knits podcast. Welcome back. It's been a wonky month. If you've been kind of following along, it's been a wonky month. So I'm back. I'm on track, I think, as best I can be. And I'm happy to be here again. It is Saturday, August the 10th, 2024. And it's a gorgeous day out there today. It's hot, it's humid. We've had quite a bit of rain in the last few days. We've got kind of the edge of a storm Debbie down south. So we're caught some of the edges of that with quite a bit of rain the last few days. So if you're a new viewer, welcome. Thank you so much for coming by to see what I have to talk about. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for sticking with me and coming back and trying to keep up with where I am and what I'm doing. It's been a month, as you probably know. I'm feeling better. Mostly. Not 100% yet. My energy level is kind of not here. I've still got quite a bit of sinus stuff happening. Anyway, hubby and I went to London, England for a week. We left on the 25th of August. No, 25th, that's not even happened yet. 25th of July. And got back here on the 2nd of August. And that was the Friday. Sunday I woke up not feeling 100%. By Monday morning I was like, no, I'm sick. I took a test. It's an expired one, but I took a test, and that test showed positive for COVID. So I just kind of laid low and stayed in the apartment for the better part of a week. And as you saw that little video I posted, I think it was on Monday, I was feeling pretty ratty. I had laryngitis, a lot of head congestion, some coughing. My voice, in my head, my voice doesn't quite sound 100% yet, but we're on the mend. Did a lot of resting, a lot of sleeping, not a lot of knitting. Even the hubby commented, there was one evening, I'm just like, I just don't feel like knitting. He goes, whoa, you are sick. So, he knows that I'm sick for a few things. I have no appetite. That's a good sign I'm sick. I want more sleep. I want to nap. I seldom nap. And I'm cold. I'm almost never cold. And now another one, I don't feel like knitting. So I'm feeling a lot better now. Not 100%, but close enough. So that was a long rambly intro. This might be an indication of what we're in for today. I'm back, and all bets are off what the episode's going to be like. I want to thank anyone who has newly subscribed to the channel. I appreciate it so much. We're getting closer and closer to the 1,000. I think I'm at 920 now. So close, so close. So if you watch my videos on a regular basis and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell if you want. It'll update you when I post a new video. And like the video and comment. I love reading your comments, and I try to reply to as many of them as I possibly can. So, but the main thing, I'm aiming for 1,000 subscribers. I'm hoping to hit that long before the year is done, but we shall see. So anyway, since I last saw you, which was, I don't know, the 20th or so of July, I have one finished object and one work in progress. The work in progress you've never seen. The finished object, you probably saw the very beginnings of it before I left for London. So I didn't want to take much with me knitting wise, but I took yarn for working on a few pair of my toe-up sort of shorty socks. And I was doing the mismatch ones using my Opal advent calendar from 2023. And I got one pair done. I think these pair were well on the way to being done when I left, or when I last saw you. But they're done. they actually, the 20 grams of each, sorry, 20 grams, not 10. They match fairly closely. I do them all the same. I do my 20 rounds for the toe, then I do 55 rounds on the foot in stockinette, then I do 20 rounds as the increasing for the gusset, then I do my heel turn, heel flap, and then I continue knitting up the leg until I completely run out of the 20 gram skein. Wherever that happens, I switch to the gray yarn, which is also an Opal yarn, and I do the leg from the top of the heel to here is 25 rounds. So however far the main color goes, and then I switch and start using the contrast for the rest of the leg, and then I do 15 rounds of 2x2 ribbing for the cuff, and I do them all exactly the same so that they're all going to be the same length, because they're all going to be different. None of them are going to be a matching pair. I'm okay with that. I know it drives some of you guys a little bit bonkers, but I'm a little weird that way. I don't mind that they don't match. I doubt that I would wear these two together. They're just about a little bit too contrasty, but I would wear another pair that has a lot of pinks in it. I would pair with this one, and this one I would pick one that had a lot of yellows or greens in it, or grays. So they'll sort of match. Nah, who am I kidding? They're not gonna match. I like them, and I like them. I enjoy knitting them, and I love wearing them. So, and while I was at it, I also cast on and started another pair of True to Time toe-up sort of shorties. Again, mismatch. They are done in that pair was day 2, 4, 5 and 6, and this is 7 and 8 for the days out of I think that's 7 and 8. I don't think it's 9 and 10 yet. No, I don't think so. I'm looking for my other pair. I don't know where they are. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it now. So this is my pair that I started when I was in London, and how much I've worked on it since I got home. So I've done the toes, and somebody had mentioned, and I thought it was a really good idea. They attach the two socks with a stitch marker, and then they don't spread out quite as far on the needles. That's a really cool idea. I like that. I don't recall who it was that suggested that now, but I like it, and I'm using that idea. So I've got my little markers in here. So there's a fruit fly in here. One stinking little fly. So if you see the little guy buzzing around, there he goes. Anyway, so I do my toe, then 55 rounds up to here. So I mark every 10 rows that I've done, plus the 5th row for my 55. So I do all these in the blue or one color, and then I use a different color to mark 55. And then I have 20 rounds of increasing, so I mark that again at 10 and 20. So I'm all ready to do the heel turn and heel flap, and then get back to the leg. So these shouldn't take too long to finish. I'm hoping they're done by next week when I see you, but all depends on what else I get up to this week and how much knitting I get done. So I'm using 2.25 millimeter needles, Chow Goo. It's on a long cable. I forget what length it is. It's probably longer than I need it, but that's the size I've got, so that's the size I'm using. So those are my work in progress. I'm hoping they're done when I see you next week. And I have the ball of yarn for the little ball of yarn is tucked inside each sock right now because I'm ready to do the first few stitches on sock number 1 in the main color, and then I'll switch to the contrast color to do the heel turn and then incorporate the heel flap. So hopefully that'll be done next week. So that's it for my knitting. It's not a lot. Not an awful lot, but it is what it is. So my trip, oh my gosh, we had so much fun. I love it. I want to go back. I definitely want to go back to London and see some of the things we missed the first time. There's just like, there's a million things to see in and around and near London, and it was impossible to see everything. Absolutely impossible. So we did see a lot. We came back exhausted. I was keeping track on my Fitbit of the number of steps. Each day we averaged between 12,000 and 15,000 steps during the day. And I worked it out, and I think it worked out to, from the Friday that we arrived in London, we left on Thursday evening and got there Friday morning with the time change and an overnight flight. And from the Friday we arrived to the Friday we got back home, I think I was at almost 42 miles that we walked over the week. So I'm not that big a walker, but we walked and walked and walked. We walked a lot of miles. And it was hot and humid when we were there. I was melting most of the time. I was kind of looking forward to a little bit cooler temperatures. Didn't happen. Oh well. But it only rained a little bit on the Thursday morning when we were out. So we carted around. We had these like rain poncho things that were kind of rolled up into 2 little bags. We carted those around with us every day in case it rained, and I wore mine for a little bit the last morning we were out exploring. So I'm going to add in a few pictures that we took. I'm not going to add a lot, just because not everyone's probably interested in that. But highlights of what we did. On the Friday we arrived, I was dead tired, so we just went and hung out at the hotel lobby till we could check in. Then we did afternoon tea at the hotel, which was nice. And that Friday evening, I was in bed sleeping by 5:30 in the evening. And I slept through till 6 o'clock the next morning. So, but then we were turned around completely for the time change. So Saturday we went through and explored all through the Tower of London, saw the Crown Jewels. That was really cool. Tower of London was really cool. Then we wandered over to see the Borough Market. That was too much. It was so busy, so crowded. It was so much. I was just completely overwhelmed, and we got some lunch and got the heck out of there because it was just way too much. Saturday evening, I don't think we did anything. No, I think we just relaxed Saturday evening. Sunday morning we went to church. After church we went to the pub, which my mom, that just cracks her up to no end. We went out to a British pub after church for roast beef dinner. So roast beef, all the veggies, all the fixings, Yorkshire pudding. It was fantastic. Came back to the hotel, relaxed for a bit. Sunday evening we went out to Shakespeare's, the Globe Theatre, and saw the play Much Ado About Nothing. It was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. And also, what else we did on Saturday? We wandered around Westminster Abbey, Parliament buildings, and walked back to our hotel from there. That's what I knew there was something else we did on Saturday. So that was Sunday. Monday we had a guided tour to watch the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. And that was really neat. He took us around all the areas, explained all the different components of the changing of the guard. So we went to one part, and then he showed us that, and then we had to scurry over to another area to see what was happening next. Then we scurried over to another area to see what was happening another time. So there was just a whole bunch of different things like that. So that was pretty cool. Then on Monday afternoon, we went back to Victoria train station, which was near our home base where we were staying. And I met up with a friend of mine that I have been friends with online for probably somewhere between, I don't even remember how long. I wouldn't bat an eye if it's getting closer to 20 years that we've known each other online through like knitting and crocheting communities and things. And there's just like a group of us that have been really, really close online. We're connected through a Facebook Messenger group. There's just like one group of us. So I met up with her. That she came in, she lives just outside of London. She came in, there was her mom, and her stepdad. So they came in for the afternoon, and we spent all afternoon together. We knit, we talked, we laughed. It was fantastic. She brought me a bunch of goodies. So if you're watching, Tracy, and I know you're watching. So I met Tracy, her mom, Denise, and her stepdad, Stuart. Oh my gosh. It was so fun to meet you. And I can't believe all the goodies you gave us, or gave me. I shared some of them. I shared the edible stuff. So first off was this gorgeous crochet tote bag. Fully lined. Love it. Absolutely love it. She also made me a crochet bunting. I'm just making sure I've got it the right side. Yeah. Let's get to the other end. This is so adorable. I don't know where I'm going to hang this up yet. It got a little scrunchied in the bag. This is just so gorgeous. And this has to be hung up someplace in my home. She also gave me a bouquet of flowers. Excuse the sprinkly. It is a bunch of crocheted flowers. There's wires, you can rearrange them. I'm gonna have to take them out of the wrapper, and they're going to, probably by the time you come back next week, I might move Olive over and have these in a little vase. Uh-oh, ambulance coming, hang on. This is gonna make a lot of noise going through a couple of intersections here. So isn't it gorgeous? Look at that. So I'm gonna get that all settled into a vase for next week so you can see them better. She also gave me a skein of yarn. I haven't taken it out of the bag yet, and I'm going to now because I want to have a better look at it and let you take a better look at it. And I've heard people talk about how they love this yarn. I've always wanted to try it, and I have not had a chance until now. So, it's King Cole Zigzag. I'll put my Circus in color 3473. Now, how about I show it to you right side up so you can read it better. $100 grams. It's a wool blend, isn't it? 75.25. So I get to try this out. So excited. So Tracy, thank you. And she also gave us a bunch of candies and treats and chocolate, but most of those are in our bellies. We've eaten almost all of it. A couple things made it back to the States with us. Most of it got consumed before we even left. So that was amazing. So I was so cool to meet Tracy. It's so fantastic to meet her, her mom and her stepdad. We had a blast. I wish we could have done some more traveling around together, but next time we will. So that was Monday. Then we just sort of went back to the hotel afterwards, just vegged out there. And Tuesday we went to the National Museum. Spent the day there. Wednesday we took a day trip. We bought tickets, or whatever you call it, for a day trip out to the Cotswolds. So we went to Warwick Castle, spent some time there looking around. Then we went to Stratford-upon-Avon and saw the Shakespeare's birthplace. And then we drove through the Cotswolds for a while, and then we went on a walking tour around Oxford University. And that was amazing. It was a fantastic day. We left at 8 or 8:30 in the morning, and we were back about 7 in the evening. So that was a fantastic day. Thursday was our last full day, so we thought we were going to go to see if we could get in and see the inside of Westminster Abbey. We weren't able to, so we had to pass on that. Or we would have had to wait more than 2 hours, so I thought, nah. So we did that. We went, and what else did we do that day? Went and explored around a few other areas, and then we went to the National Gallery and spent the day looking around there. The only souvenir I bought myself, might be too much glare on here, but it's a bunch of tea bags. I think it's a packet of 40 tea bags, English breakfast tea, and it says National Gallery, and it's one of the Monet paintings. The water lily, one of his water lily paintings. Monet is one of my favorites. I love his stuff. And that's about the only thing I wanted to bring back for myself was some tea. And I thought if I find a yarn store, come across a yarn store, I would have brought some yarn, but Tracy gave me some, so I didn't have to worry about doing that. So that was good. And then Friday we flew home. And Saturday we got laundry done, vegged out, relaxed, unpacked everything, got ourselves resettled. I was just too tired to get filming done that day. Jet lag kind of hit us pretty bad coming back. And Sunday I started feeling not 100%. By Monday I was full-blown sick. So that's the last 2 weeks in a nutshell. Well, it's a pretty big nutshell, but anyway. So the rest of today I'm going to get the editing done on this and get some more knitting done on those socks, get going on the heels, and those should be done for next week. Then I'll have to decide if I'm going to start working on my Musselburgh hat some more, or if I'll get going on the next pair of mismatched sort of shorty socks. I haven't decided yet. We're going away Sunday afternoon just for an overnight. Hubby has a meeting fairly early Monday morning, and it's in a town about 45-minute hour drive away from here. So I thought, why don't we just go the night before? I know some people that'll be at the meeting also, so I thought we'll just make a little trip out of it. So I thought we'll both go. We're just going to get a hotel the night before, Sunday evening, and then go to the meeting on Monday, and then see what we do on the way home. So I'm going to take some knitting with me. I don't know if I'll take Musselburgh or if I'll continue. I suspect I'll continue working on the ongoing socks that I have, and I'll get those done and ready to have finished for next week to show you. I might take the yarn to get the next pair started, or I might work on Musselburgh while I'm away. So the meeting is, I think, 3 or 4 hours, so I'll have lots of knitting time during the meeting. I have an audiobook to listen to. I'm just burning through a bunch of Frida McFadden books on my listening on either Audible, Libby, or Hoopla one of the three. I'm down to only have a handful of her books left to locate, to find for reading. Preferably I'm looking for free versions, but I might have to fork out some cash and pay to listen to a few of them on Audible. We'll see. So listen to an audiobook and get some knitting done while the hubby's in his meeting on Monday morning. I have time to knit Sunday afternoon and evening at the hotel. And it's almost time to get started getting school things organized. We're back to classes begin the 26th of August, which is going to be here way before I know it. So next week after we get back on Monday, I'm going to have to buckle down and get started on getting class prep things going and all that stuff, so that's all ready to go once we're getting closer to the 26th. But other than that, I think that's all that I was going to natter about. I'll try to intersperse a few pictures of London along the way when I'm, well, in the parts earlier when I was talking about it. I think that might be the easiest, just to overlay some pictures on there or put them beside me on either side. I'll figure something out. So I'll get the editing done on that and get this video up and posted for you. And then I should be back on my normal schedule, posting on Saturdays, each Saturday. Alrighty, thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you guys again in a week. Alrighty, bye everyone.